Good morning, students. Welcome back to today's class. Today we are going to see that chapter 3 of accountancy financial statement of a company, video number 68. And here we can see that what items come under that. In our previous classes, we already had seen that what is asset, what is liability. In that also we already had seen that what is current asset and what is current liability, and what is fixed asset and what are long-term liability. So here, what items may come under that long-term borrowings. From there onwards, we can see that non-current items already explained. We can see that long-term borrowings. What are that long-term borrowings? It may be bonds, debentures. It may be in the form of bonds or debentures are known as that one item under that. Just before we solved in previous class, we solved one question. In there you have seen that debentures are considered as that long-term borrowings, and here we can see that what are come under that long-term borrowings. One is that bond or debentures. Second is that long-term loans. If loan is taken for long time, in that from bank, from other parties, that may be from bank or it may be from other parties, that means other persons or whomever is that if it amount we borrowed for long time, that is come under that long time borrowings. Next is that public deposits. If like in company people are investing in the shares, no, that is not here, it is not like in the form of share, but if we receive money from that the public in different way, that is also sometime allows, especially that government is issuing that this is mainly by government only receiving fund from that the public in the form of bonds. So if any public deposit if we are receiving for long time, that all is come under that long term borrowings. On the deferred tax liability, that are not important for us. You can go through that just to see. Next is that long-term provisions. What is that long-term provisions? That means whatever that the provision we created for more than 12 months. That provision we created for more than 12 months time. Clear, no? In last year you studied that what is provision for the upcoming expense. In order to meet that upcoming expense, we are keeping a part of that profit in current time itself. This is normally that for short time, maybe for 3 months or 4 months. But if any provision is like that, any provision is created for more than 12 months, then it is known as that long term provision. And next we can see that current liability. What are current liability? That current liability we already had seen once again. It is expected to be settled in the company in normal operation cycle, that already I said, or it is held primarily for that the purpose of being traded. We had seen that also, so I am not explaining that in first class itself I explained that, or it is due to be settled within the 12 months after the reporting date. So we already learned that current liability and fixed liability. That is why I am not going explain that. We had seen that the liability which we can meet within the, in simple way we can see that which we are going to or which we can meet within the 12 months period, we call that is current liability. Operating cycle I already said that that is 12 months period from when it is starting, not on the basis of financial year or current year. Then trade payables. Trade payables in last year we already studied that if it is in the respect of the amount due on account of goods purchased or service received in the normal course of business, it included sundry creditors and bills payable. And what is that? Trade payable means simply you can take that sundry creditors and bills payable. What is trade payable means it comes as that you understand that sundry creditors. That means total amount of creditors. How much amount we need to pay to our creditors? It's total amount. If we have 5 creditors, that 5 creditors total amount. How much is that? That is known as that sundry creditors. Clear now? That sundry creditors and bills payable. Bills payable. Last year you already studied that in the chapter bills. That means when a bill is writing, that means it is saying that as a written document like promissory note. You heard about that promissory note. Like promissory note, bill is writing for this much time. Within that time, that amount will be pay off. Like that, that is a written agreement we are making. So this bills payable and sundry creditors togetherly is known as that trade payables. That is short-term liability. Clear now? That is current liability or short-term liability. Clear now? What is trade payable? Next we can see that other current liability. Then what comes under that other current liability? Here it is saying that current maturities of long-term debts. If any long-term debt is it is maturing now. That means it was a long-term debts, but now what is that? It's time for meeting that expense. Then that is also come as that in previous question when we solved it, we divided that 40,000 as that 30,000 and 10,000. You remember that? In that previous question, we divided that. Actually, that 40,000 we need to pay off in the 4-year time. But among that, 10,000 is falling in this year. Then that we considered as that current items. Okay. If that is a liability, then we consider that is current liability. That it was a part of long-term borrowings. But what is that? Now it's the time. It is already matured. Now we need to pay that amount. Clear now? The B is that interest accrued but not due on borrowings. Next is that interest accrued and due on borrowings. These items are not much important. That is why normally in your numerical questions these are not coming. Just the heading you go to there. Income received in advance. That means if any income received in advance. Unpaid dividends. If dividend is there, but that dividend means a profit, that part of profit which is going to be paid, that is not paid. That also considered as other current liability. But these things are very not rare also. This in accounting treatment we are not dealing with these items. Excess application money which is due for refund. That means in share capital we studied that application money received. But if more application money received, some amount we need to return to that applicants. Then that excess application money received, that is also considered as that other current liability. Unpaid mature deposits and interest accrued thereon. If any unpaid mature deposit that deposited we received, means somebody deposited and its time is just beginning I said no, the same way. That means if its interest if we are not paid off. Here you no need of giving much important. That means in this other current liability very less items will come, like items like income received in advance, like that very few things only is come as that. But you go to that headings, what are that? Other payables such as outstanding expenses, and this may come that under that current liabilities, this may come other payables. That means such as outstanding expenses, calls in advances and interest thereon. Unclaimed dividends, very rare case. Provident fund, very rare case. Provident fund payable, GST payable, etc. That means other payables. What comes in that current liabilities showing. And short-term provisions. Short-term provisions, you understand that the provisions which is made for to meet that expenses within the 12 months period, then that all provisions are known as that short term provisions. Next is that asset side. Asset side already we had seen that what is that asset and how we say that fixed asset or current asset. In first class itself I said that. So here in fixed asset, one is that tangible asset and another is that intangible asset. So I am going to say some list of that tangible asset, most common tangible asset. You can see that land, building, plant and equipment, furniture and fictitious, computers, vehicles, office equipment, others specify nature. That means very common. If a fixed asset means very easy, in that fixed asset we are saying that tangible asset and intangible asset. Tangible asset means all asset which we can see and touch. That land, building, furniture, this is that computer, fan, electronics equipment according to its price. Okay, if that one switch may not be considered as a fixed asset, but if it is of all, then it may come as a fixed asset. You understand now? So as a total electronics item, it can be also included as a fixed asset if it is for long time and its cost also we need to consider in that way. So what like that item or vehicle and all is come under that fixed asset. Fixed asset of tangible asset. Next is that intangible asset. Intangible asset of fixed type. Okay. Here you can see that goodwill, brands, trademark. That means goodwill we cannot see, but that is a asset. Intangible fixed asset. Okay. And brand, if any brand name brand is there, that is also fixed asset but intangible. And trademark, trademark is also if we are getting some trademark, and if others are, you can see that Ferrari car, it is having that one emblem or one trademark itself. By that itself one can identify that this is Ferrari, like that. So that is also not a what is a tangible fixed asset, intangible fixed asset. Computer software and mining rights. Computer software, we know that if one is developed one software, it is very easy, you know that softwares, no? That is asset only, fixed asset only, but what is that intangible? If anybody is asking you, show that software, you know that it is not possible to show, no? We cannot show that software, but we know that software is there. With the support of software, we are doing many things in that computer or mobile. And mining rights for extracting something. Okay, if like taking some things or some minerals from somewhere else, or simply you can take the other example here. Bricks factories are there. They are taking that soil from some places. For that, they are making some contract now for this much period by paying this much rupees. That means they are getting one right. That is also fixed asset but intangible. That right they are getting, not that things they are getting. That right they are only allowed to take from there. Clear now? Next is copywriting, patents and other intellectual properties. That is that copywriting for books and all, copywriting is there. And patents, if anybody is discover anything, they can take that patents. That means no others can make that, copy that. So this is patent. That is also one fixed asset only. Yes, intangible type. Next is coming that formulas, recipes, models, designs. That also, if we are keeping as that intellectual property, if leases and franchises. For example, if that KFC chicken, they are giving that franchise to someone, then only that KFC chicken is authorized person to make that sales in that name. If they are going for case in the court, they will get that in favor of them. Those things are considered as a fixed asset but intangible. Next is that capital work in progress. These accounting treatments are not there, so that just you understand that it refers to fixed tangible asset which are under construction. That means land or building. If any work is going on, then we call it as a capital work in progress. Next is that this is also fixed asset, but you see that capital work in progress, we are not having any treatment of accounting with that. Intangible assets under development, that means like patents, intellectual property. If its right is going to be get, we didn't get, but in that process we are going to get that right, then we call it as an intangible asset under development. Next is that non-current investment. What are that non-current investment? That non-current investment is also considered as a fixed asset. Non-current investment means we invested for long time period. That means more than 12 months period. In that we can see that trade investment and other investment. Trade investment refers to the investment made by a company in share or debentures of another company. That means trade investment means one company is spending some money or purchasing that shares of other company. Okay, and other investment, directly money can be invested there in other company. Next is that deferred tax asset. That is also accounting treatment is not there. Long term loans and advances. These long term loans and advances are of two types. Capital advances, that means sometime advance amount is paying for something, for purchasing some plant or machinery. In advance payment is paying, giving to some other company or some people to get that. So here we are not going to get back that money. Instead of that, we are going to get that asset, that plant or machine or that equipment we are getting. So this is come under that long term loans and advances. And another is that security deposit. For sometimes we give that a security amount. That amount is going to be get back. So this is also come under that what long term loans and advances. So that heading, if you go through that, very simple only, there is no much thing to learn here. You just understand that this what is long term loans and advance means what come under this. That means only here. Other non-current assets. Other non-current asset also no accounting treatment. One is that trade receivable. Trade receivable means all debtors, sundry debtors and bills receivable. You got it now? Trade receivable means sundry debtors. Sundry debtors means from our customer. If we give, sold goods on credit, they are known as that our debtors. And the total, how many total debtors are there, or total amount from whomever we wanted to get, that all together we call as that the sundry. Sundry means here we are taking as that a all or all. Clear now? That all debtors from whomever we wanted to get that total amount plus bills receivable. If any bills is written by to us, that means we are eligible to get that bills. Then that bills receivable are togetherly is known as that trade receivable. So trade payables are there, trade receivables are there. Trade payable is that yes, sundry creditors plus bills payable. And this is one another option is also there. If it is this If it is considered as a non-current means if it is for more than 12 months period. Okay, normally this come as that this what is that trade receivable are come under that current item only. You keep in your mind normally the trade receivable are only if trade receivable is given, then that is current item only, current asset only, that is not non-current asset. Okay, when it is a non-current asset, if it is more than 12 months period, then it will be specified that. Okay, and unamortized expenses such as share issue expenses shall be written off after 12 months. Just before we got seen that expenses incurred on that 8% debenture, that is expenses actually, that means unamortized amount only, that expense to be written off, but we did not written off, then it is considered as that asset only instead of liability. We consider that is asset, and that will be considered as long term. We already not seen that sometime it may, its part may come as that short term also, or that current asset also. The same in previous example we did, that means 40,000 we made as that current asset, and that part of that 40,000 we made that current asset, and 30,000 we made as the non-current asset. You understand now? That means unamortized expenses, that is related to issue of shares or debentures. Before that we had seen that 40,000 with 4 years we need to meet that expenses. In that one year is going on, current year, so 10,000 is come as the current asset, and 30,000 come as the non-current asset. In current asset also definition is already given, and the operating cycle is same as here also, that is also I already said. Then here some items are that current investment. What are that current investment? Investment in equity, this is not non-current. Okay, this investment is just within the 1 year, that means we will get back that amount within 1 year. So investment in equity instrument, whatever is that it will come back within 1 year. Investment in preference shares, this is also come within 1 year. So okay, investment in government or trust securities, investment in debentures or bonds, investment in mutual funds, whatever is that here is mentioned, those all come within that the 12 months period. If more than that 12 months period, we will not consider that a current asset that we invested. Okay, and inventories, what are that the inventories come in under that inventory? We can see that raw material, work in progress, finished goods, stock in trade, stores and spares, loose tools. These are come under that what? Inventory. In balance sheet you have seen that we write only inventory, but this item you need to learn what comes under that inventory, that you need to mention in the notes to account. Trade receivable, I said that if it is less than 12 months period, normally that trade receivable means it is less than 12 months period, that is known as that bills receivable plus sundry debtors, that is normally less than 12 months period only, so we call it is trade receivable. And if it is more than 12 months, then it is considered as a non-current asset. Okay, that is very rare case only. In that time it will be mentioned that trade receivable more than 12 months. Next, cash and cash equivalents. What comes under that cash and cash equivalents? Here you can see that balance with the bank. First thing is that balance with the bank is considered as a cash or cash equivalents. Next is that check draft on hand. Check or draft on hand we considered as a cash in hand, and cash, real cash, liquid cash. And also we considered sometime that the bills receivable also sometime considered, not always, like promissory note sometime, that is also, that means we can convert it into easily to cash. these are the main items. In next class we will go through that. Thank you for watching this video.